Hey everyone, Cat Fairchild here. I am going to show you how I edit my skincare videos, makeup videos, really any videos that you record to film for your social media. And I'm going to try to do it as simply as possible and as quick as possible. So just to get started, I am using the Instagram Edits app. I like this app. I think it's really basic. It's good for beginners and it also integrates directly into Instagram, which is an also plus. I also have heard, it's like a piece of fuzz. I also have heard that if you do use the Instagram Edits app, that sometimes Instagram will prioritize your reach in the algorithm. So I've kind of fallen for that and just kind of use that as a tool. So just something to think about. I don't know if that is actually really a thing, but hey, if that's giving me a little bit of extra boost, I will take it. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to share my screen, and I'll walk you through a few things that I do to make it super simple when I'm editing. Okay, so you guys should be able to see my screen in just a second. Also, if you would like to note, again, I'm using the Instagram Edits app. So if you want to follow along with what I'm doing, you can go ahead and download the app and have a piece of content ready and do it with me while I'm explaining it. Another thing to note is that I am on an Apple, but I believe that they do have the Android version of this app. I'm probably guessing that it's pretty similar. So hopefully this will help anyone who has an Android. Okay, so what I'm doing here is just a pretty kind of like moody washing of my face tutorial. I actually have this video posted if you want to go see it done on my Instagram, but I'll take you through the steps that I did to create basically what I did. I won't edit the whole thing down, but I'll show you what I did here. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I want to let you guys know that when I'm filming, I really have in my mind the the finished product that I would like to achieve. So with this one, I wanted it to be a little bit more ASMR. Again, I wanted it to be moody. So I was specifically going for a look. And when I was going for the look, I was setting up my shots in a certain way. So I'm filming those in little segments. So when I go to upload them, it's not like one giant long video. So as you can see here, if I hold on my finger, you can see this video is 48 seconds, the next video is 4.2 seconds, the next video is 8 seconds. So I kind of film them in segments, and that also makes it easier when I'm editing. If you feel like your brain can't really compute that, you can film just one chunk of content. I just find it's easier for me to kind of like reset my brain, not only when I'm filming, but also when I'm editing. Okay, so my goal for this video here is I wanted to do the grab of the product, right? Like that's my pulling in of the viewer when they're watching. So this first part, there's a few buttons. So you can see like as I click on the content, this little yellow bar highlights around it. As I click on this content, some options pop up down at the bottom. The one that I use the most is the button on the bottom left, all the way on the left, and it's called split. So I am using the split button a lot. So what I want to do here is I want the theatrics of my hand going to pick it up. So I'm going to get my hand just going in. So I'm going to split it right there. And then I don't need this piece in the front, right? This is just gone because I don't want that part. So I click on it and I delete it. So that's gone now. So the next segment, I really edit in about two or one second to maybe 2 seconds tops per each segment. Sometimes I'll do it a little bit longer, but if I do it longer than like 1.5 to 2 seconds, I add a little bit of a zoom in, and I will show you that in just a second. It just creates visual interest for the person that's watching, and it is a little bit of a fancier second step, but it's not hard at all, and it you can pick it up really quickly. Okay, so I'm going in here, I'm grabbing it. Okay, so I know that's about a second long, and you can actually see right below that arrow in the middle how long this segment is if you want to get really specific. But in my mind, it doesn't have to be perfect. I just really have grown to know that this chunk of video is about a second long. So I split it right there again because I only want just that part of me picking it up. And then I'm going to do it again of me pulling it in. It was out of focus, so I did it again. Pulling it in and see how I can really tell when it gets in focus there. So I'm going to split it right here. Make sure it's selected, split, delete all this part that I don't need. And then I'm going to get just where it starts to show what that product is. Okay, so that's all I need. That's all I need there. I've got the picking up, I've got the showing. So now, since I'm doing a little bit of ASMR, I really want to hear that sound of the lid unscrewing. Okay. These are all things that really do, I promise, make a difference. They are a visual, they are an experience for people. Unscrewing the top on this beautiful glass jar is an experience. We've all experienced it and it's great. So I'm having the viewer on the ride of me washing my face and doing this part of my routine with me. Okay, so I'm not sure if you guys can hear it, but I have the speaker and I can kind of hear what's happening here. I can't hear it right now, but I know that this is making a sound. So I'm going to split it here, delete, and then have a little bit of me splitting it, split it again. Okay, and then the next part, I'm going to show the product and then I'm going to scoop a little bit out. Okay, so again, as I'm filming this, I know what I'm doing. I'm making sure it's in focus when I'm scraping it out. Okay, so there's the scrape. So I'm going to go right about here. I'm going to split it, delete, scrape. And this gets a lot, actually, hold on a second because it's kind of blurry. So I'm going to split it. And then I'm going to slide it right until it comes into focus. So sometimes I slide and sometimes I split. If it's too small of a segment, I will kind of go ahead and use that slider bar. If you just hold your finger down on the end of that yellow arrow and slide and toggle it around, it will delete part of the video or it can show more that you've already taken out. Okay, so I'm going to show it there just so they can see what it looks like, and then I'm going to split it again. Okay, so let's watch what we have what we have so far. We have about 5 seconds. I promise you this gets quicker. Okay, so we have it picking it up, showing the product, unscrewing it, taking it out. All right, perfect. That looks amazing. Again, these videos are only going to be about 30 seconds to a minute long tops. So these little cuts, they don't need to be that long. Okay, because people get the idea. So I don't know. If I want to have myself rubbing it in here, I guess, whatever. So if I do that, I'm going to show the action parts, right? So that's the action right there. I'm swiping it. Okay. Delete that part because I don't need it. Swiping it, split. And then I'm going to, right when I start to rub it in, I'm going to use the slider this time. I'm going to do that. Okay. And I only need about a second of me rubbing it in. Okay. So then this video is done. So I can get rid of that. All done. This was just a blooper. Okay, so I did change my orientation a couple times in this video. Again, this is maybe a little bit advanced, but I had in my mind, I wanted to kind of like walk up into the video. I wanted to have a video of me standing there kind of close to my face. And then I wanted, from my perspective, of me picking up the products, me turning on my sink, and me opening up the different skincare products. So that's 3 different ideas. Do you get what I'm saying? So this is a little bit of like a cinematics tutorial slash editing tutorial. All of these little things, again, make such a big difference when people are visually impacted by a video. Okay, so that's me kind of just testing, but I kind of I liked this part when I was walking up. I don't mind if people know that I'm filming. Like I think that's part of like the magic of the video. So I keep that part in there. And then I'm going to keep this little part in there of just me with my robe. When I look at the camera, I don't want that. Okay, splitting, delete. Okay. So I'm going to actually drag this to the beginning of the video because that's kind of like when I'm getting ready to wash my face. So as you see, I just hold my finger down and then it shows me all of the different clips and then I slide it to the front or wherever I want it to go. Okay, let's just take a really quick look on what it looks like now. Oh, you can hear it. Okay, so you guys kind of get the hang of it. So see, I started to wash my face right here and I just thought, it's kind of far away. I can have a little bit of it. I kind of just like that part when I'm maybe rubbing on my eyes. So I'll keep a little bit of that. Blah, 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 delete. And then maybe just circling around right there, just so it's not like random. Okay, maybe we'll do this part too. Okay, split, delete, 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 delete. Okay, so now we're getting a different angle. We're getting more clear. We're seeing what's going on. Okay, so depending on, I don't know, I did keep this in the original video, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and take it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. All right, so now I switched again to, I'm gonna take that out. Now I switched again to me washing off the face balm, the cleansing balm. So I'm gonna start with kind of washing my hands. Okay, again, just me switching the orientation on the camera. So if you have a tripod, it's on you. You can keep it recording, turn it around, get a different visual perspective. Okay, so now I'm using, after my cleansing balm, I'm going to use the corrective gel. So again, my camera wasn't focusing that good because the light's probably low and it's not working. So here I'm in focus. I'm going to split. I'm showing what it is. Split, delete. Okay. So then the next feature that I want is this coming down. So I see when it starts to come down. There it is. Split, come down, split, delete that. Okay. And then I'm going to show this rubbing together for just a second. Okay. All right. Whatever. I'm just gonna get, okay, so then here's me washing it off. Split, wash, wash, wash. It's making that gross sink noise. Okay. That was not flattering at all. Whatever. Okay. So now I've got that. I'm going to take this out just because I want to show you guys like how I zoom in, and then that's pretty much it. Because it's just kind of the same stuff over and over again. Okay, so here's me now again doing the next step. I'm just wiping off my hair, blah, blah, blah. Getting a little bit closer, split. Okay, delete. All right, so next, now I'm going to be putting on my, and then I just knew that I did this for the camera. I'm just making a cutesy little look, whatever. Okay. You can do fun little things like that, right? Like have fun with it. It's fine. And I did kind of keep my hair a little bit cute. Like I'm trying. I'm trying a little bit, okay? It's not like totally down dog realisticness of me just washing my face after a long day in the sun. I'm being a little cutesy, okay? I put on my Beverly Hills hotel robe. Okay, I'm feeling it. Feeling it. Okay, so next, let me just show you guys like a longer segment. This was being super annoying. I think because of the lights, it wasn't really focusing that good. Okay, so I'm splitting again, split, delete, and then I'm gonna drop the dropper. Here comes the dropper. Oh, I'm gonna do it on my face. Okay, change my mind. Here we go. Okay, so split, drop, split. Make sure I'm in focus or in frame. Split, drop right to the end. And then on the chin. Okay, so let me show you split, da, da, da. Okay, so on this one, didn't need that part. On this chin part, I can zoom up with my fingers and just get a little bit of a different orientation. So if we play this, you can see the transition here. So see how it's just a little bit different because I zoomed in. I could even zoom this one out and zoom in this one in the middle, and it would be a little bit of a different look. Okay, so I'll show it on this part. This part will make a little bit more sense. Okay, so this is just kind of me rubbing the product in. Again, I don't really recommend like dwelling on a lot of this process for very long. Like people kind of get the point, like, okay, yeah, she's rubbing the product in. But just so I can show you like zooming, especially when I'm doing like makeup and things, or when I'm talking specifically, zooming in and out can create that visual interest. So if I split it here, I'm going to delete that part. So this is the part that I'm kind of working with. So when I'm rubbing this in and I'm zooming, this is another style that you can play around with. So in the times past, I would split and then I would like delete a segment. But if you split and you don't delete a segment and it's a straight running segment, you can go back here and split it again. Okay, so I did not remove any time. This is all just straight play. But if I take this little section in the middle and I zoom it in, like pretty zoomed, it gives it a cool look. So let me show you what it looks like here. So if I go to play this, let's start from let's just see what we have. Let's see what we have. The timing's off. Zoom. See how I love that. I love that so much. I love doing that. So if it's just a solid process, and like let's say you're showing like 5 seconds, split it at a second and a half, zoom in on the next clip, do not cut any of the time out, split it again, zoom it back out. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I mean, I just keep going over and over again. Again, after I'm kind of like rubbing my face, I do these little things right here that kind of are like, gua shaing or showing different things that are interesting to give the viewers something to think about. Okay, so I go through, let me just see what other content I have here. This one was a longer segment because I did film it pretty much straight through. I'm just going to delete this and see what we have to end. Okay, Scott came in and just started talking. So, um, I did have a light that was facing me on this one, and I kept the lights dark in the background. That is what created that nice moodiness and really put my face shining like right in the keyframe. Okay, so we don't care about that. Okay, so we get into a lot of other stuff. Then I tape my face at the end. Okay. Um, I can pretty much be done here. There is something that I can show you guys that I do in a lot of my videos. If you do watch them all the way through, which thank you if you do, I totally appreciate you. If you watch them all the way through, I do what's called an endless loop. So for those of you that are just beginners, please close your ears because this is confusing. It's not really that confusing, but I will explain to you how I do it. Um, but it's where the video basically ends and then it starts over and it's exactly the same frame as when it ended. So if someone's watching it on TikTok or Instagram and where it loops, they won't actually know that the video ended. And so it's kind of confusing for people and then it'll count as a second play when they're watching it. So because I think if they watch more than 3 seconds, it counts as a view. So it is kind of a way to get a few more views on your videos. So it's just kind of something to think about. Okay, so let's say I usually do it on like an end part when I'm like making a face or like showing my work or something along the lines of that. So like on this one, it could be just me patting, let's just say me patting my face tape here. Okay, so I'm gonna select the section that I want to keep, and I have this be a little bit longer because I am gonna cut it, and I like that part there where I kind of cross my my fingers. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of the end and then I'm going to get rid of this in the beginning. So now we just have the video that we made and then we have this ending segment, okay? So I'm going to keep that. I'm going to split that there, shorten this down just a little bit, and then this is the part where I'm clasping my hands together. Okay, so this is about 2 seconds long, right? So I'm going to take this clip, I'm going to split it in half. I'm not going to cut down any time, but I'm going to take the very last clip. I'm going to hold my finger down on it, and I'm going to drag it to the beginning. Okay, so let's watch this video. It's 25 seconds. Let's watch this video all the way through. I can fast forward it a little bit and see if we notice the loop. Okay, so this is the beginning. Make this part a little bit longer because it doesn't matter what I change in the end. It's just this beginning part that's going to loop together. So if I push play, okay, there's the end of the video, right? So then here's the beginning. And it's kind of like if you're doing a makeup video, it's showing the final product really quickly. And then people are like, oh my gosh, I want to see that done. So it's like they'll watch the whole thing because they want to see it done. I mean, usually when I watch videos, I kind of like fast forward to the end, but it really gives them that hook. Okay, it's not looping. Well, it's not looping when I watch it, but okay, so let me go to the end again. So I'm going here to the end, and then if I play it, there's the end, and then that's the beginning. Okay, cool, right? So if you were to upload this, it would then show you in a visual loop that it would just keep going and going and going because the end of the video and the beginning of the video are synced together. Okay, just the last few things that I want to show you here to keep in mind. This app is really cool. You can make little sticky notes of things that you want to keep track of. These are all your videos here. It will shows you can record within the app. There is a teleprompter in here that I use all the time. You can look at your analytics, and then you can also save reels and add little stickies to them. So this is something that I've saved. I wanted to recreate and add like do this, blah, blah, whatever. And then it'll add a little, you know, if you're keeping tabs on things that you want to recreate. I do that a lot. I have a lot of saved stuff in my collections. Like I have a folder that says recreate. I have a skin folder. Um, easy content is just like when I need to, pop in here and stuff like that. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and just kind of finish this so you guys can can scurry off. But I hope that helped. Just reiterating that the best thing to do when you are filming is to make sure that you're just utilizing that split. And that split button is in basically every single editing app that you will find on CapCut, on InShot, on the Edits app. So if you're using a different program, that split button is going to be your best friend. There's other things within that app that I really enjoy, like adding fonts, making them like wiggle and shake, and kind of putting captions throughout the video. Adding captions again is a whole nother thing that we can chat about too. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this was beginner friendly. And if you have any questions, you're always welcome to reach out. But I hope you guys really take the time, record a video, have in your mind that you're going to edit it, and then pop it into that Edits app. And I promise you, after a few minutes in there of doing the split, delete, split, delete, split, delete, you are going to be a pro. So, hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you later. Bye.